Hi everybody, it's Crystal. So today I have a stitch tutorial for you. It's very easy. If you know how to double crochet and single crochet, you'll be able to do this. This is called the straight and tilted stitch. It's so pretty. So you see it does have a row double crochet there that you can kind of, well, that's what it looks like. And it pretty much looks the same on both sides, except for that double crochet row is kind of on the opposite on the other side, but the rows in between are the same. So many uses for this, whatever you'd like to make. I give it a see-through level of probably, like, I don't know, 65, 70% not see-through, 65 probably, but it's still very pretty, and I think it would make gorgeous blankets, scarves, tops, anything, you know, the sky's the limit. It does have a 4-row repeat, but it's extremely easy. So, do you guys want to go ahead and get started on this? Oh, here's the edges. Nice and straight. I didn't do anything special to them. They just come out nice and straight. So, alright. Let's do it. I'm going to set my sample to the side. So, for this particular stitch tutorial here that you see, I am using a Red Heart Super Saver Ombre, which is a medium weight number 4, 100% acrylic, and the color that I'm using is called Deep Teal. But of course you can use any yarn you want and any weight you want, depending on whatever it is that you're making. And for this tutorial as well, I'm using a size J, which is a 6mm crochet hook. Alright, so the straight and tilted is done in a stitch multiple of 2 plus 1. So whatever you're making, you just chain in multiples of 2, whether it be a scarf, blanket, top, whatever. You chain in multiples of 2, and then once you get to the end, you add 1 more to your base chain. Alright, so I'm starting out here with a chain of 21 stitches, just for the sample. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and begin row 1. We're going to do a double crochet in the 4th stitch from the hook. So remember, we never count the one that's on our hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. And into that 4th stitch, we do a double crochet. And remember, when we do this chain here on the end, he always counts as a double crochet. All right. And then we're going to work across the chain, putting 1 double crochet in every stitch of the chain. So row 1 is just 1 double in every stitch until you make it to the end of the row. Alright, so when you make it to the end of row 1, you should have 2 less stitches than what you started with. And that's what you'll have for the rest of the time that you're using this stitch. So I started with 21. And now, counting this chain here on the end, remember, we count him as 1. I now have 19. So I have 2 left. 2 less. You always have 2 less if you are doing a double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. That's just the laws of crochet. Alright, that's how it works out. Let's begin. So rows 2, 3, 4, and 5 are the repeat rows. But don't go, because they're super easy. Actually, rows 2, 3, and 4 are exactly the same. So let's go ahead and start row 2. Remember, this will start the repeat row. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And what we're going to do is, into this very first stitch right here, we are going to work a single crochet and a double crochet into the same stitch. Just like that. And we're going to skip 1 stitch, and in the next we're going to do the same thing. We're going to work a single crochet and a double crochet into the same stitch. And this is what we're going to repeat all the way down until we get to the last stitch of our row. We're going to skip 1, and in the next we single, and then we double. Skip 1, next one we single, and we double. So I'm going to repeat this. Skip 1, single, double into the same. Next one. skip one, a single, double into the next, all the way down until we make it to the last stitch of our row. All right, so when you make it to then, actually you'll have 2 stitches left here, which we will skip this one, and the last stitch is actually this chain, but it counts as a double crochet. We're going to go into that, so skip this one and go into that last stitch and put 1 single crochet into it, and that will end row 2. Okay, let's go ahead and do row 3. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work, and into the very first stitch here we're going to do a single crochet and a double crochet into the same stitch, just like that. Now we're going to start the repeat. We're going to skip 1 stitch, and in the next stitch, which is the single crochet from the previous row, so you're skipping this double, and in the single we're going to put a single crochet and a double crochet into the same stitch. Again, we're going to skip 1 stitch, and in the next, if you look, it'll be that single crochet from the previous row, single crochet and double crochet. Repeat it again, skip 1, and in the next, single crochet and double crochet. So it's pretty much a repeat of the row that we just did before. We're skipping 1, and in the next one we're putting a single crochet and a double crochet. So I'm going to repeat this pattern all the way until we get to the last stitch of our row. All right, I'm coming to the end of row 3. I guess, again, it is the last 2 stitches, but you skip this stitch right here, and in the very last stitch, we put 1 single crochet into that last stitch, and that will end row 3. Row 4, we're going to chain 1 and turn, and it's just the same thing as rows 2 and 3 that we just did. So we're going to go right back into the first stitch, and we're going to single crochet and double crochet into that very first stitch. We're going to skip 1, and the next one we're going to single crochet and double crochet, and repeat, skip 1, and the next one we single crochet and double crochet. So the same thing that we just did on the last 2 rows. Skip 1, single and double, both into the next, like that. Skip 1, single and double into the next, and we're going to repeat this until we get to the last 2 stitches of our row or the last stitch of our row, because we skipped this one and work in the very last stitch. All right, I'm coming to the end of row 4, and there we go. We're going to skip this stitch here, and into the very last stitch we're going to single crochet. That ends row 4, and now we're going to start row 5, which is the last row of the repeat. We're going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to go right back into this very first stitch here, this one, and double crochet. And you guessed it, we're going to put 1 double crochet in every stitch across until we get to the end of the row. Remember, you should always have on every row the same number of stitches that you did on row 1, at the end of row 1. All right, so row 5 here is just 1 double in every single stitch until you make it to the end of your row. All right, I'm coming to the end of row 5, and you want to make sure that you go into your very last stitch and that you have the same number of stitches that you had on every row. And that's it. Now you just keep repeating rows 2, 3, 4, and 5. And remember, rows 2, 3, and 4 are the exact same thing. So it's very, very easy. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And after a while, let me get it the right side here, it'll start to look like this. It's so pretty. I think that'd make a nice little top or something. Yeah, I do. It's gorgeous. So I hope that you enjoyed my tutorial. And please hit that subscribe button. It's free to subscribe. I got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tutorials. Anything you could ever want to make. So yeah, subscribe. Those are all free there for you to use. All the tutorials. And lots of yarn content. Give this video a like if you enjoyed. And I'll see you guys on my next one, okay? Take care. Bye, guys.